Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to day 2 of our vocabulary lessons. Yesterday we learned our new 5 words for the week, and today we are going to carry on and talk about synonyms and antonyms for those words. And if you will remember from last week, a synonym for a word is another word that means the same thing. See these two little babies here look the same. An antonym for a word is another word that actually means the opposite or the anti of that word. So what we're going to do is think of at least 2 synonyms and antonyms for each of our vocabulary words. Our words are gradually, typical, sole, ascend, and descend. And yesterday in your vocabulary journal, you copied in a definition and you thought about a sentence that would use that word. So today when we talk about synonyms and antonyms, it's really going to help us get the meanings and the use of these words really solidified in our brains. Okay, so our first word was gradually, moving or changing very slowly. So some synonyms for that word would be words that mean the same thing, such as slowly, gradually, slowly, and slightly. Okay, those would be synonyms. Maybe you can think of some more, I'm not sure. An antonym for gradually would be fast or quickly. Because think about how a sloth moves. It's not fast and it's not quick. So those are the opposite of gradually. Okay, maybe you can think of some more, which is great. So think about the word typical. Sorry, I have average sitting there on the table. So typical is to be usual or like others in a group. So if we're thinking about synonyms, words that mean the same, that could be words like usual, common, average, as is already there. The opposite would be unusual. It wouldn't be typical. It would be uncommon. It would be different. So the synonyms usual, common, average mean the same thing as typical, whereas unusual, uncommon, and different mean the opposite of typical. And actually, the other word for the opposite of typical was atypical. Okay, so here are some synonyms and antonyms for sole. So a synonym for sole would be only, so the only one, or one. And some antonyms would be shared, like there was kind of a group, or many, and together. So rather than being a sole person or a sole group or a sole entity, it would be shared, there would be many, there would be together, there would be a group. That would be the opposite. Okay, so let's think about the word ascend. Some synonyms for ascend would be climb, rise. Both of those words also mean to go up. And when we're thinking about antonyms, well, we know descend is to go down, and to sink is also to go down. And maybe you can think of some other words that would be the opposite of going up, like lower, to lower something down. Okay, and here we move to descend. So some words that mean the same as descend, to go down. We're going to have some of the same words as the page before, to lower, to sink. The opposite would be to ascend, to rise, maybe to climb. Okay, so we've got thinking about words that mean the same and words that mean the opposite. And we're going to do the same as we did last week. Open your vocab journal again. Open it up to those graphic organizers just inside. And yesterday you filled out the word in the middle of the circle. You wrote the definition and the sentence. If you didn't get that finished yesterday, please finish it today. And today you're going to add some synonyms, 1 or 2, and 1 or 2 antonyms as well. So some synonyms for gradually might be slowly, slightly. Antonyms could be fast, quickly. So you would write those in your vocabulary journal. So you have 5 boxes to fill out. 5 words, and you need synonyms and antonyms for each of them. Again, if you need help figuring out what synonyms and antonyms could be when you're looking at your journal, I've put a link to the slides from this video in the Canvas assignment. If you just want to open the slides and look back through them, you are welcome to come up with your own. And I would also like you to open the text box with this Canvas assignment. So click the blue Submit Assignment button and the text box comes up. And I want you to see if you could find me a couple of synonyms and antonyms for one of the words. They could be, you can take one or two from the video that we've talked about, but see if you can come up with your own ones too. Really be thinking about these new words. Okay.